Well, this is quite a break from my usual fare. I mean, made in 2007. Whole 8 years removed from Free Space, for instance, in Baldur's Gate 1. Whole 15 years removed from Star Control 2. So why am I doing this? Especially since there are dozens of LPs of this up on YouTube already. Well, to be honest, it's because I really like this game. I think the same could be said for quite a few people. But I thought when doing it, it would have to be unique. I'd have to put my own spin on things. Because otherwise it would be just like one of the other LPs already up, which you can quite easily watch and find. So, you'll probably tell what my unique spin is from the title of the playlist, which is Mass Effect Renegon Insanity. And that's because we're going to be playing with the morality of a Renegon. That is mostly Renegade, but with a hefty sprinkling of Paragon, and on the Insanity difficulty level, the highest difficulty level. So before we get started, I just want to go over the achievements I have, because achievements in this game really do impact on future playthroughs. They make things a lot easier. So these are just general things. I don't do anything, just say you've completed this, completed that. Yeah, these are important. These give you experience bonuses, which make it easier to level up. Ally achievements, they give you little bonuses on things like recharge times on powers, as you can see here. Yeah, recharge time still. Some more specific and more helpful, like regenerating health, and also damage reduction. That's very helpful. 10%. Your health drops by about 20% on Insanity, but with this kind of bonus, it does add up. It's not quite as bad. Now, just yeah, haven't got many of the, or any of the tech powers, and a couple of the biotic ones, because unfortunately my tech playthroughs I lost with my old computer, and I didn't really feel inclined to play through as an engineer again, or anything like that. I very much like biotics and combat. So see, I've got all the combat achievements here, and yeah, done Insanity already with a fresh character as well, so I'm not treading on unfamiliar ground here. So without further ado, let us get started on the career, where I'll go over exactly who or what we're playing as.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested. Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
And we got the basic IDs here. And John Shepard is the default one, where you start out as archetypal hero. Yeah, it's all set up for you, it's quite nice. You can select an existing one to play through as a previous character. It's got good replay value, this game, in terms of taking an existing character through again. Or we can enter a new ID, which we're going to do here. And we get the custom male, custom female, quick start male, and quick start female. Now, unusually for me, I'm going to actually play through this game as a female, and I'll explain why exactly. And that's because I prefer the female voice actor. Jennifer Hale, she's done a lot of things. As far back as Baldur's Gate, in fact. Mark Meir, yeah, he's the male voice actor, in case you're wondering. I find his delivery is very good for the kind of one-liners and the renegade side of things, but when having a normal conversation, it gets a bit distracting when he's talking the same tone to a shopkeeper from whom he's trying to buy some goods, as he would to alien scum, as it were. I find Jennifer Hale's much more balanced on things, and it should make an interesting variation from my usual routine of just playing the archetypal male characters we've done with Baldur's Gate and Star Control 2 and Free Space to an extent. I mean, it's kind of genderless, but anyway.
Please log in to access your profile.
Now, I planned this all out beforehand, and I thought, what's a good name that is sufficiently girly but not too girly? And I just went with Erin. It's a good name. And it's just doing its little thing here.
Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile.
I always like it when games try to incorporate character creation tutorials in the fluff of the game, you know, to make it make sense, and here you're just transmitting your Alliance ID and it gets corrupted, so you have to rebuild it.
Confirm pre-service history.
Now we're going to be a colonist, which means that when we were 16, as it says here, our home colony was raided by slavers, Batarians I might add, Batarians, who killed everyone we knew and loved, and we enlisted in the military a few years later.
Confirm psychological profile.
Psychological profile is just basically why Shepard got picked for the job she's doing right now, and we're going to go with Ruthless, as it's a good follow-on from Colonist. Batarians come and slaughter us all. We go to the moon of Torfan with our unit and slaughter a load of Batarians, including some Batarians who surrender. I'll talk a bit more about that when it's referenced in-game, but for now let's just go with it.
Confirm military specialization.
And probably the most important decision of the game here, which class you're going to go with. You got the soldier, which is full-on combat, good with guns, not much else. Very useful power and immunity, good for taking bullets. You got the engineer, which is good for disrupting enemy powers, stopping them from firing. You got the adept, it's good for lifting enemies up in the air, throwing them around, that kind of thing, all kinds of fun stuff. Infiltrator, it's good at range, tech powers, immunity, very good balance of stuff. Sentinel is a balance of tech and biotics. And finally the Vanguard is a balance of biotics and combat. And I'm afraid to say I'm going to go with the Vanguard, because it's a class with which I'm most familiar in both games. I enjoy playing it quite a bit. Now you may be wondering why my voice is shaking slightly, and that's because it's bloody cold at the moment up here. I'm in London, and it's a cold wave here, and before you say, well, I live in Minnesota or somewhere like that, it gets cold all the time, we handle it. Well, it doesn't get cold all the time here in Britain, and we don't have the clothes or the central heating to deal with it. So, yeah, I'm in the top flat of my house, and it's pretty cold. Anyway, back to the game. You can pick a bonus skill, and this is very useful because it enables you to get access to the bonus skill earlier on than you might as a picking a class skill. However, you do need to invest points that might otherwise go into your class skills, into your bonus skill, so it's not, a free ticket. On that note, I'm going to go with sniper rifles, because I find it a handy backup to engage at range. Even it will draw off points from our shotgun ability. I don't use pistols much in this game, even though they're really powerful, because I feel they're kind of overpowered. So I'm going to try and stick to the shotgun and the sniper rifle when practical, once we got a few points in them. At the start we will be using pistols because we're most competent with them, but as we develop we'll go on more to shotgun and sniper rifle usage.
Confirm
Here's the
facial
important part for me,
identification.
changing the appearance. I'd like to customise a lot when I'm given the opportunity in an RPG. I just find it important to have a distinctive looking character. I find it all too easy to accidentally end up with a generic looking character, and the idea here is to create someone who is undoubtedly Commander Shepard. You wouldn't mistake her for generic female NPC, number 537 for instance, which is all too easy to do if you just go with the default or randomize or whatever. And I played through with this kind of character before, and I quite like what they turned out to be, and so I'm playing through again because I think it'd be good for a Let's Play. Maybe it's time to go with morality, and let me just go with the people who haven't played Mass Effect. You've got two basic morality scales separate from each other, and those are Paragon and Renegade. The Paragon embodies the kind of traditional hero, idealistic, and help others, stand up for what's right, do what's morally right, and so on. But the Renegade is more ruthless, the mission first, pay evil unto evil, that kind of thing. And there's valid arguments for both of them. So, what exactly is our character going to be doing on this scale? Well, as a Renegon, it means predominantly Renegade, but I don't view the Renegade Paragon scale as morality as such. I view it much more as, what would I call it, reputation. As in, you can take a Renegade action for Paragon reasons, if you know what I'm saying, but it appears Renegade to the rest of the galaxy, so they're going to judge you based on that. And that kind of judgment is more interesting for me than having a scale which denotes your morality in the eyes of God, as it might be, because there's no one who might witness some of your acts and so on. It's much more interesting for me to have morality be reflected in people's opinions rather than some kind of undeniable truth. What exactly is a renegade? How do you balance out these things? I think what I was going over in terms of morality, trying to justify it, thinking it out, I went back to early Christian morality, late Greek, early Christian, and that is the idea of fortitude, temperance, and justice. And one must always act based on these 4 cardinal virtues. So what do these virtues mean anyway? Well, prudence is what it still means today, and that is thinking things through. The idea that you do things in accordance to what is not only right, but practical. And in the context of doing the right thing, that means taking courses of action that are practical and make sense, but don't contravene your morality. And so that's part of the renegade thing. We take actions that are practical. If someone's going to attack us, they pull a gun on us, and if we get an opportunity to attack first, we'll take it. Because as far as we see, it's pretty predictable that the situation is going to devolve into violence anyway. So that's one way in which we're renegade rather than paragon. Fortitude, on the other hand, is far more to do with courage to do the right thing. In defiance of opinion or whatever, we try and do the right thing, even if it means that we take short-term penalties, or long-term penalties as it may be. Justice, on the other hand, is making sure everyone gets what they deserve. And that doesn't just mean, help the helpless and fight bad guys. It also means that we get what we deserve. Finally, there's temperance, and in the context of Mass Effect, that means just keeping cool, waiting for all sides of an argument before you make a decision, that kind of thing. And in our case, that's probably the weakest of our virtues. Our experience of the Batarians, for instance, might colour that in the long run, especially when we have to deal with members of that race. Now, say what you like, not pretty but distinctive, and that's what matters. You can't mistake that for someone else. That's Shepard. Deal with it.
Profile reconstruction complete.
Right, let's get into the game. Yep, confirm.
Identification confirmed.
Okay, everything is in place. Yep, I think I'm happy with all that. Now we got the long loading screens with a display of a Mass Effect relay, or mass relay.
Well, what about Shepard? She grew up in the colonies.
She knows how tough life can be out there. Her parents were killed when slavers attacked Mindwar.
She got most of her unit killed on Torfan.
She gets the job done, no matter what the cost.
Is that the kind of person we want protecting the galaxy?
That's the only kind of person who can protect the galaxy.
I'll make the call.
Oh, this text goes too fast to read. In the year 2148, explorers and masters discovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In the decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed startling new technologies enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis for this incredible technology was a force that controlled the various fabric of space and time. They called it the greatest discovery in human history. The civilization of the galaxy call it Mass Effect. Yeah, just about managed that.
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
And we get this display of the Normandy in action. Or at least travelling. Which is still impressive.
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot, acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit. The board is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead. So that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.